So I just want to give you a few things to think about given the Welsh Government's initiative to force farmers to plant 10% of their land in trees. According to Welsh Government figures, in 1970 there were around 1.3 million cows in Wales. Today there's around 1.1 million. In 1970 there were around 7 million sheep. Today 9.5, but half of those are lambs. In that period, the population of Wales has grown from 2.7 million to 3.3 million. The number of households has increased from 974,000 to 1.5 million. The number of vehicles registered on the road has grown from 868,000 in 1974 to around 2 million today. In terms of billions of kilometres of vehicle miles, they've increased from 23 million in 1993 to 32 million today. All of these are statistics that you can find on government websites. UK imports around 46% of its food, 35% of beef and around 30% of sheep products. If you look at the complete contradiction between inflationary costs, the impact on cost of living of high food prices from inflation, and you look at a Defence Secretary telling us that we're a pre-war generation where we're going to have more disruption in future, and a government that wants to reduce the amount of land available to produce food, you've got to ask, why have we got such a contradiction in terms? Why would we produce less food when the future is more uncertain and we already import so much? If we import more food, it doesn't mean less of an impact on the climate. It just means that there are less emissions on the UK's books. If we import food from an Australia, a New Zealand, or even worse, a Brazil, just think of the impact of taking down the rainforest, intensive agriculture, pesticide, insecticide. Think of the impact of processing. Think of the impact of freezing, transporting it to the UK, distributing it, and compare that with the impact of local grown food. Even NRW scientists have come out saying that they believe permanent pasture sequesters more carbon than trees. So you've got to ask yourself, why would any government want to do this? Why would you pick on something that has a negative impact on agriculture when the amount of stock in this country is flat over a 50-year period and households and cars have increased almost twofold with all the attendant emissions? Why wouldn't you have more wind power, more wave power, have solar panels on all buildings of any industrial size and even households? Why wouldn't we have anaerobic digestion units for farms and for villages and communities to basically use waste to produce low carbon energy? All of these things and electric car points would actually reduce carbon emissions. They would grow the economy. They would stimulate growth. They would actually make the country wealthier. So when you talk about the societal impact of increasing trees and reducing farmland, put it in that context. This is bad politics, it's worse economics, and it's even worse environmentalism. Stop this ridiculous project now.